Want a place to come chill and just talk about Azur Lane? Consider joining my Discord server, link in the description below. Hey guys, it's your boy Ander with another gear guide for the newest of the UR ships, Shimakaze. Now with midterms out of the way, I can actually get back to posting videos, so we've got that Shimakaze video, and of course, if I can get back to it, Yudachi's video coming soon. Anyways, let's hop right into the gear guide for one of the most newest overpowered ships in the game. Getting into it, Shimakaze is our first ever UR destroyer added to the game, and unlike my bad luck with Shinano and New Jersey, I actually managed to go and pull her very early on my 30th pull, so that was amazing, thank you Azur Lane. Anyways, back to Shimakaze, she has a lovely voice actor named Saori Hayami, who for example also voices Ayaka from Genshin Impact, so that's very nice. And as you may expect from the first ever UR destroyer, she has very good stats and skills. For her stats as a torpedo focused destroyer, she has the new highest torpedo stat in the game out of all destroyers at 608 at level 120 max affinity. She also has above average health, evasion, and reload, and in addition, at max limit break, she has a massive 170% torpedo weapon efficiency, which to go and put into perspective, Ayanami Retrofit only has 165%. So finally actually, she also has a double preloaded torpedo as well, just like Ibuki, so she gets one from her second limit break, and another from her third limit break, allowing her to deal a massive amount of burst damage at the start of battle. Onto her skills, her first red skill being Upon the Wind's Edge, Shimakaze fires a special barrage with a slashing attack as well. Now, any enemies hit by the slashing attack will take 8% increased damage from Shimakaze, and if they are hit by her torpedoes as well, they will be inflicted by a flooding debuff, causing them to take extra damage over time. For Shimakaze's second skill, Before the Lightning's Flash, at the start of battle as well as whenever her torpedoes finish loading, Shimakaze will grant herself a buff for 10 seconds that allows her to take 15% less damage, deal 12% more torpedo damage, and also increase your Vanguard speed by 3. Now these effects cannot be stacked, and however, they can be simply refreshed by the timers. Finally, for her last skill, Shimakaze's yellow skill increases her own accuracy by 15%, decreases her own torpedo damage taken by 10%, and when she is afloat, in the fleets that she is not in 30 seconds into the battle, she will fire a supporting barrage, and if that fleet that Shimakaze is not in has one or more destroyers, then she increases their torpedo stat by 10% until the end of battle. Overall, as you may expect, Shimakaze is a very strong destroyer, especially for boss fights, as she can completely nuke bosses with her insane torpedo damage and her double preloaded torpedoes. Moving on to the gear recommendations part of the video, we first have Shimakaze's main gun. Now first, just like the majority of IGN destroyers, Shimakaze has a low firepower stat and a low main gun efficiency to go and compensate for Shimakaze's massive torpedo stat right here. Due to this, most of your damage will instead come from Shimakaze's incredibly powerful all-out assault right here, which procs whenever you fire your main gun a certain amount of times. Now as you may guess from this, you would want a fast-firing main gun to trigger out this all-out assault as much as possible. The best option for this is going to be the blue 76mm anti-air gun right here, as it is super fast. Now you can also use other alternatives, although it's highly unlikely that you don't have one of these guns sitting around. You can use the blue single 120mm, but keep in mind it's just not as fast, so it's not as good. And for other options, you can also use the gold twin 114mm, but it's slower, but it is better for shield break. Same thing goes with the twin 100mm right here. But keep in mind these two options are a considerable amount slower. Now for Shimakaze's Torpedo Mount, this will obviously be the most important part of her kit, as she literally has the highest torpedo stat out of all destroyers and also gets 2 preloaded torpedoes instead of just 1. Now due to this, just like how I would gear Ibuki, I would also highly recommend using the Rainbow 533mm quintuple magnet torpedo on Shimakaze if you're playing on auto or if you just want good consistency. My reasoning is that it has high damage, and the only real downside of this is that it has a pretty long reload time, but if you already have 2 preloads already, then you don't have to worry about it. If you instead want to go and maximize damage output, but play on manual, because if you play on auto with these torpedoes then you're going to miss and there goes all your damage, you can alternatively use the other Rainbow 610mm right here, or the Gearlab 533mm quintuple torpedo right here. For the rest of the torpedoes, it's just the same usual recommendations. The gold quadruple magnet torpedo over here is always a great option for any ship, and the classic quintuple 533 is the same as well. The other gold torpedoes as you see right here are also solid options, so just use whatever one you have. For budget alternatives, you can use the 533mm quadruple, the 533mm quintuple, or the 533mm quadruple magnet torpedo. Just like many other destroyers, Shimakaze doesn't really have that great of an anti-air stat, so it doesn't really matter too much what you put in here. I'm just using this trash can looking anti-air one as it has a fast reload time so that she can increase my overall fleet's anti-air reload. Some other alternatives include the quadruple Bofors, which is an all-around solid gun for anyone. And sure, why not, we can go with the pom-pom gun over here, or the stop sign looking thing right here. They're all pretty fast. Finally, for auxiliary gears, if you want to reach unrivaled levels of torpedo performance, you can go with the double rainbow oxygen torpedo for the massive torpedo stat increase. Now, this is only if you want to become a torpedo meme. I'm not stopping you, but Shimakaze will die very fast. If you instead want to play it safe and have more survival, you can exchange one of these oxygen torpedoes for an HP auxiliary gear, such as the repair toolkit right here, as well as many other things such as the celestial body right here, the Eagle Union damage control, the Pearl's Tears, and so much more such as the Gamer's Mark, and there are a couple of other ones such as the Fire Extinguisher as well. Now for the battle showcase, we're just going to be randomly terrorizing stages, so let's go and start with the D3 stage of Winter's Crown. Now it's a very simple ship. You see the siren, and then the siren's gone. There you go. Oh, looks like this ship survived, but almost there. There you go. Okay, well that's Shimakaze in a nutshell, guys. Very cool. Very, very nice. Now in case you didn't get the gist the first time, all you gotta do is just kind of do that, and then that's it. And yeah, that's it. And for some reason, one ship just always survives, but her all-out assault will take care of that. And that is just another random battle. So if you're against sirens or really any boss that only is a single enemy, you can just nuke them with your torpedoes, and that's about it. For the fun of it, we're gonna do it again. So, oh, come on, and that ship survived anyways. Well, whatever. Okay, moving on to a different stage. Let's go to... let's go to 12-4. So here we are on a 3-star node on the 12-4 stage, and as you can see, those magnet torpedoes can hit the enemies very consistently, and that all-out assault does a bunch of damage. So, of course, Shimakaze, as I forgot to mention, gets a bunch of self buffs as well. She gets those torpedo buffs, the accuracy buffs, and takes less damage for herself. So overall, she will be able to survive these hard stages relatively easily. And of course, you can't forget to mention her debuffs and stuff that she gets from her slashing attack, which is whenever she fires her torpedoes, and that is a random battle. Now just to reiterate about Shimakaze's skills, her first skill allows her to go and fire a special barrage whenever she fires her torpedoes. Now it also has that slashing attack right there, and any enemies hit by the slashing attack take 8% increased damage from Shimakaze, and they can also be inflicted by that flooding debuff, as you can see by that purple circle over the enemy's head occasionally. So let's go and see if it will happen. I don't think it will. But there you go. That's another random battle done. And of course FDG is kind of broken, so... Speaking of FDG, there's also going to be a video on her coming soon. But back to Shimakaze, at the start of battle as well as whenever she finishes reloading her torpedoes, she also takes 15% less damage and deals 12% more torpedo damage and increases the speed of the Vanguard by 3 for 10 seconds, so that's also very nice too. And I love my whale skin that I got for FDG. It's perfect. So there you go, you see that purple circle over her head? That means that the Takao, the enemy Takao, was inflicted by the flooding debuff, and that is another battle done. So Shimakaze's supporting barrage should be coming right now. Oh, here it is. It just shoots a little wave of torpedoes just like that. So, nothing too big, but it does deal a pretty nice amount of damage considering that it's just an extra supporting barrage. So that's always very nice. Now, as you may have recalled, I said that Shimakaze was a great boss killer, so here we are on the boss fleet node of 12-2 now. So, here we go. Say that Shimakaze was going to be a great boss killer, so here we are on the boss fleet stage of 12-2, ready to go and deal a bunch of damage with our torpedoes once the boss arrives. So once we clear this, and I think this is the last wave before the boss, here we go. Go up to them, pew, pew. And then, that's a pretty nice chunk of damage right there. One more for the boys. We have Arc Royal proccing as well. And there is one. Shimakaze has a little bit of HP left, which should be gone right about now. So there you go. Pretty nice boss fleet. And of course, our lovely Shimakaze got MVP, and there you go. Now wait, that's not Shimakaze. Okay, well now with that battle showcase finished, that will conclude my gear guide for Shimakaze. As always, if you found this information helpful, consider dropping a like and subscribing. Don't forget to press that notification bell for my future uploads as well. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions that need to be answered, and I'll try my best to reply. If you're interested, you can always join my Discord server in the link below if you need advice or just want a place to relax. That'll be all for this video, so I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!